Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Pattaya Today has returned back to normal after the hectic peak season which stretched over Christmas and New Year, which saw the town absolutely congested, full of people coming down to celebrate Christmas and New Year here in Pattaya, causing absolute havoc with the traffic and etc. So it's nice to have it going back to a little bit of normality. You know, the high season, which is scheduled to go on till the end of February, is turning out to be a bit of a problem actually. And if the remaining part of the high season reflects the beginning of the high season, then it's not good news for many of the beer bars and entertainment complexes downtown. In fact, I don't think any time during this period over the Christmas and New Year has been a good time for these people that are trying to run businesses with their beer bars and their nightclubs, etc. Yes, there is a lot of busy ones, but in the percentages of the bars and clubs and things in Pattaya, the successful ones are just a very small percentage of the available bars. And many people who have in the last year stretched out to start new businesses with their beer bars, etc., probably put a lot of investment into them, are probably feeling pretty sick right at this time, right now. Even before high season started, you know, we saw a lot of the people that had done up bars and refurbished bars earlier in 2023 having to close their businesses or trying to sell them on because they just weren't making any money at all. Worth mentioning in the normal way of things during 2023, and to hang on to the hopes that high season is going to turn it all around. Well, I think a lot of them realised that the writing was on the wall and were trying to get out while we still could find buyers to take it on that were hoping to become rich people over the high season here in Pattaya, Thailand. You know, what's actually made it worse is that, you know, there's been a lot of development of adding many new bars into Pattaya, even though it was obvious to anybody with eyes and with half a brain could see that there was already too many bars and a huge majority of them were failing and were having trouble just opening the doors every day. Yet they continue to develop areas. One particular one in mind actually, it's a complex called Midnight. It's behind the old Made in Thailand complex there in Second Road, and they opened 60 new bars in this Midnight and rented them, every single one of them, out before high season. People coming into this country and hoping to set up a business. These bars weren't rented out cheaply. They were rented out for a lot of money, and by the time the people paid their rent, got them all furnished out, got their staff, got their stock, got all everything ready, then they'd already laid out a lot of money. And what was their hope of getting the money back? They were all aiming for the high season, the total high season, the 3 months high season, to make the money back, to recoup some of their losses, make money, and hopefully make enough money to get them through to the next high season, and the long 9 months dry season, low season, whatever you want to call it, but the season where it's not going to be so good to try and make money here in Pattaya running a bar. In fact, you know, thinking back many years ago, there used to be an old adage that went round that on every plane that landed at Bangkok airport, there was at least one idiot that was coming here to lose everything they had by buying or renting a bar and trying to set it up for business. And that's been going on for many years actually. And I think there's a certain amount of truth in that old adage that we used to say. In all, you know, I think the high season for
businesses and for Pattaya has been relatively successful. There's been a lot of people coming here for all the events, and Pattaya City Council deserve recognition for what they've been doing to attract visitors to the area. Nearly every weekend since high season started, there's been something going on, some event on the beaches or something happening in the city that was going to bring people into Pattaya to spend money and to participate in whatever the planned event that weekend was. But the thing is that the majority of the people that were coming in and filling the city and causing the normal havoc with traffic, etc., most of them were Thai people that were coming from Bangkok or coming from other parts of Thailand and coming up to enjoy what was getting put on here in Pattaya for them. I don't know what the end result for the number of tourists that have actually visited Pattaya over this holiday period, but I think it's very, very significant. And besides the large number of Thai people themselves coming, the other predominant nations is number one, India. India people coming here. They are the largest commodity in the tourist season now, and they've come here, and they're not ideal for many businesses that are started up. But what they've done is that they've already started to change Pattaya into a little India, and it's you can see it's very evident. There's many Indian restaurants open, and several of the big clubs down in Walking Street, etc., have set up their operation to entertain specifically India people with the India type culture and the music and dancing, etc., that India people enjoy. Outside of this environment, we do see a lot of India people going around Pattaya, going up and down all the entertainment sites, but it's more like people visiting a zoo. They're only there to observe and to enjoy the atmosphere. They're not actually contributing any money into the bars and the girls and all the rest of it there. That not in the normal bars and the entertainment areas that we see. I suppose there are elements in the India community that do participate, but very, very insignificant in the way that the business owners, the bar owners, etc., would like to see people to provide revenue for them during this time. Other tourists that are coming here that are making up the numbers are the Koreans. They're enjoying themselves here. They've been causing a bit of havoc late at night and the early hours of the morning, youngsters racing around on motorbikes, etc. But they are here in big numbers also, as are the Chinese. But the Chinese community that came here for the celebrations are nowhere near as big as the Thailand had hoped that they were going to be. There's a lot of flights cancelled, a lot of tourist flights cancelled. 36 was the last number I had, flights cancelled from China to Thailand with tourists. For what reason, I'm not too sure actually. They say there's rumours going around that it might be because of the Chinese flu, and other areas because the Chinese were getting a bit afraid with some reports of violence, etc., happening in Bangkok and other, I think it was Phuket, etc., that deterred a lot of the Chinese from coming to Pattaya. So that's dropped the tourist levels a bit. Another big community are the Russians. You know, we've seen a big community of Russians here. Here in Pattaya, there's a lot down in Jomtien, and they're spread all over actually, but they seem to be quite well dominating a lot of the area in Jomtien. And they're opening businesses and they're doing things, and you know, we've now got hundreds of realty dealers trying to sell condos, etc. And a lot of people are trying to make money setting themselves up as selling agents for condos, etc. I hear that Phuket is also swamped out with Russians as well. And the reasons I think probably for this is mainly the Russia and Ukraine
conflict thing, and the Russians I've seen are mostly young people, actually in their 20s and 30s, and I can understand these people trying to get away to Pattaya and not have to go and fight wars and get killed in Ukraine. And Ukrainians also here as well. There's quite a lot of Ukrainians here, and the same applies to them. Although our sympathies must really go to the Ukrainians, because it's them that are paying the very high price in Europe for the problems created by Russia. So those are the main communities that we're seeing here in Pattaya over the high season and certainly during the peak season. And although there are people coming from Europe and UK, etc., there have been over Christmas and New Year, and I've seen some of them, and I know quite a few of them that have come back. But I hear the complaints also that now Pattaya is really pricing itself out of the normal people's affordability to come here and enjoy themselves. Why are they not coming? Well, I put it down to two aspects, actually. There's two aspects that I think really affect the numbers that are coming, that the bar owners, etc., would like to come. The first one is, that actually, if we go back to 2016, 2017, it was already evident then that the numbers coming out here in the high season were dwindling. And in 2017 and 2018, it was very evident, if you went downtown, that there wasn't the numbers of people here that used to, in the 20 years before, that used to mob the town and really enjoy themselves and let themselves go. It was really getting a lot quieter. And of course, then the pandemic came along, and that just rushed the degradation of the populace that were going to use the bars, and it made Pattaya a very sad place. In fact, so bad that Mick Jagger actually donated one of his hits, Ghost Town, to Pattaya compared to what it used to be, and it was a very sad time. The next problem is that a lot of people thought that once the pandemic started to go away, then Pattaya would recover very quickly back to its pre-2017, 2016 standards, and they would have a miraculous recovery. And of course, that never happened either. And a lot of people spent money refurbishing bars, getting them all done up and redoing them and making them really nice. A lot of people had said that they were broke and almost bankrupt in the pandemic, suddenly found lots of money to go out and start buying new bars and refurbishing old places, etc., and turning them into bars. And nobody really sat down and thought about what the problem really is, or what the problems seem to be. And the big one, I think, is the financial aspect. How much it costs you to get now to Pattaya, what it's going to cost you while you're here, and if you want to join in the party season and go out with the girls and go to the nightclubs and buy lady drinks and pay for the ladies, and hey, it's going to cost you an absolute fortune. Even bar fines to take the girls out of the bars and to take them for the meals or to take them for whatever. The bar fines have got horrendously expensive. You wouldn't believe that some of the bar fines that are being quoted just to take the girl out the bar after you've bought them several drinks as well at extortionate prices. The figures I've been hearing are unbelievable. So, and then of course once you get outside, or before you take them out, whenever, you've got to agree whatever price you're going to pay for the lady for her company for the hour or the 2 hours or the evening or the night. You've got to come to some arrangement with her as well. And I hear a lot of guys complaining that in general the girls are just asking too much now. You know, it's they're saying that the prices have gone up so dramatically for what the girls want. Also, it's becoming unaffordable. You know, the girls have got the girls have got the merchandise, and if the guys want it, they've got to pay for it, and that seems to be the attitude that a lot of girls are taking, and they must be making money, because even asking high prices, because the bargaining levels apparently are pretty low, and you either pay or you don't pay. That's about it. So Pattaya Today, what does it hold in the future? You know, there seems to be a lot of plans being announced regularly for different aspects, from high-speed trains from Utapao Airport up to Pattaya here, onto Chonburi, and then into Bangkok, to get people from tour ships, etc., or from the airport down there up to the places that they may want to visit. We hear about a deep sea aspect here at a deep sea pier here in Pattaya, to welcome cruise ships in here regularly, and so they can do this crew changes, and all the tourists can come and visit Pattaya and do the things around about. And you know, Pattaya itself, there's lots and lots of things here to do. There's not just the bars and the sex and the pretty girls. All those are nice for a guy to enjoy and have some nice eye candy around about, but there's a lot here for families, and that's the area that I'm starting to look at with my wife now. We're going to start doing videos together on what is here for families and what the families can enjoy, and maybe resorts that they can stay at, attractions that they can go to, etc. And we're doing it like on a moto vlogging basis, where some of it will be done from our motorbikes and some of it will be done from other touring aspects. And we want to expand from Pattaya and the Chonburi area, just slowly take it out, make it all within reach of people that are going to be holidaying in Pattaya. Because no matter what the critics might say, there is a lot of good stuff here for families, I can assure you. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and she can be busy every day visiting many aspects that children love to visit. So it's definitely here. But if all these plans that are being announced for Pattaya, it's going to make Pattaya one of the real centres of Thailand, actually, and I can understand why, because it's got so many pluses going for it, and it's a very pleasant place to be. And I foresee in the future that the Pattaya then will be different from the Pattaya today, in that there will still be the aspects of the girly bars and the nightclubs and go-going and walking street, maybe all of that going for it, but it's going to have transformed itself into a much more universal type, family type holiday for whoever wants to come here for whatever reason. It's going to attract a much higher volume of the right people to come and use it. And in that aspect, I can see aspects such as the famous sexy Soy 6, which has been the sexual centre of Pattaya for many years. I can see that the days of that are totally numbered, because it sits in an area where there's a lot of very high-class residential hotels. It's an eyesore to the Thai government, and many Thai government don't like it, and it's going to be that in the very close future, I would think, is going to be an area that's going to be dramatically changed, and I think the process has already started, actually. So that's one area. It's going to be a very beautiful city, and you're going to be able to have your families walk along the beach and not have to be adversely affected by the sexual aspects of what has been the past of Pattaya. Whatever happens in the future, does not help the problems faced by the current bar owners, etc. A lot of them must have their heads in their hands and be really, really distraught because it just hasn't worked, and they must realize now the mistakes that they've made and what is going to happen to them in the future. Only they can sort of dictate that. It's not going to help their plight in the slightest, whatever happens to Pattaya in the future. If people are coming here and they're thinking about opening businesses, you've got to carry out your own personal due diligence. Is your plan going to work? Do you have some unique features that give you that special business feature that's going to bring people to you and not to your competition? If you're going to have to rely on the beautiful bits and pieces, or as I say, tongues and bits of your staff that are standing around the bar to bring in your money and to bring in your profits, and it's not a good idea. And if you do your due diligence, as I say, then you're going to look around and you're going to see the plight of many, many. Do your research, do your due diligence, think about it. Save yourself a lot of heartache and a lot of problems before you even start spending money. So that's the high season that was 2023 into 2024. I hope you find this video of interest, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. So take care for now.